Just a log on trucking, driver's hours, tacho regs, working time directive and all that. The only reason I'm not going into any detail on that, but because there's a very good log that's already explained that, which is if you just type into YouTube tacho rules, and you'll see tachorules.uk. Click on that. Second video down, I think, is Kev T, and he explains it in detail. Good, and it shows you. This lists all the driver's hours and the working time directive hours. That I couldn't do any better than that. So that's a good video to watch if you're a new driver trying to. If you just pass your test, you know, or you got 7.5 ton or class 2, class 1. It's a good video to watch, and Kev is a tramper, so he knows. I never did tramping, so a lot of that, although it applies, I never come across it. Like your full 12 hours and your 15. I never done that many hours. So but for what I say. So although all of those tacho regs apply, many won't be relevant to most days that you'll do it. And if you're an 80 driver, say class 7.5 ton, you won't. Most of that won't affect you, even though it does affect you. It applies, but most of it you won't come into contact with. Like as long as you get your drive, you get your 4.5 after your 4.5 hours, have a break of 45. Whether that's a 15 and a 30. A 15 during the 4.5, and then a 30 on the 4.5, which gives you 45, which then covers your working time directive. Or you have 30 minutes within, or 15 minutes within 6 hours. But much of, again, I never had you get a 7, if you start at any company, agency, you'll get sent everywhere. You'll get sent to all different companies, all different types of work. You could be doing metal, carpet, glass, anything like that. But it will start, if you start at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, you won't really come across a lot of the tacho regs. Like you're not going to do night, you're not going to be driving a truck at night, unless you are driving a truck at night, and wherever you get sent to, they will know what you can do, and what the transport manager there will know what you can and cannot do, and the agency you get sent by will know what you can and do. So there's enough people out there that will be able to show you what tacho regs apply to that particular job, if that makes sense to you. But most of the time, it's just the 45 minutes after your first 4.5, and then your working time directive. If you can combine them to the working time and the driving time together, it makes for an easier life during the day. You're not worrying about one or the other. And it gives you. It's not as hard. The tacho reg is not as hard as people make out. And as long as if you ever get to a transport manager's place, where you'll see the pink, when you see a computer, when you download your DD card at night at the end of the shift, if you ever see, when you see it's a pink screen, that's the one that tacho infringements will appear on. I think there's other ways of actually finding out about tacho reg, but I always look at that. Whenever I download a place, I know where I'm going to a place, and they've got that screen where you're looking this way, and it's like that, but you can see the pink screen, and if any writing appears on that screen when you're downloading your card, you've got a tacho infringement, and you need to really know why you've got that, so you don't get it again. Then someone will just say, what's on the screen? You show us what's on the screen, and they'll say it'll be an infringement for whatever, or produced break, or whatever it is, right? I don't know. But when you see the writing on the screen when you're downloading your card, that's against your card, which means if you've got writing on the screen, there's an infringement. If you've got a clean pink screen, that means you've got no infringements on your card that are current. Yeah, which is always a good sign. Just a bit of tacho waffle. It's not. There's better truck vloggers out there that do better trucking regs, tacho regs, but it isn't as hard as it's made out to be, and it's quite easy to keep your card without infringements. Just make sure you have your brakes.